Hi, welcome to another edition of Hand-Laid Tracks and 3D Printed Trains with Socrates. Today we're going to take a look at how to print a gauge to tell how big your printer is printing for the objects you're making. I've been doing my hand-laid tracks and I've been printing up some 3D printed train jigs to make the tracks with, and I needed to know how wide a track was, the base of the track as well as the top of the track. And you can just simply do trial and error, or you can print yourself a gauge. So what I did was I made this gauge that goes between 1 millimeter and 3 millimeters, and it's a depth that's also corresponding to the same. So I took my rail and I could place it into individual places, and I found that the base of the rail fit very nicely in the 1.6 millimeter gap. So even if the rail is 1.3 or whatever it might be, on my printer, according to the SketchUp, to make this sized rail, I have to make a SketchUp gap of 1.6 millimeters. The same could be said for the top of the rail, which is much thinner, and in the end, it fit nicely in the 1, but also it fits in the number 1.1 just a bit better. So if I place the rail headwise, it fits into the 1.1 millimeter slot. So to make a rail support, I use a 1.6 millimeter for the base and 1.1 millimeter for the top. It makes it a lot easier when you're trying to design something. You can also use your vernier caliper to measure these gaps and know exactly what a 1.5 millimeter gap might be. The reverse was also quite useful, is useful as well, because this is a height gauge. Now this would probably be better if they were a little bit farther apart, but the vernier can grab onto it and you can see how wide something's supposed to be. For me, I also have the cross ties that come, if you buy them from Fast Tracks, they come in a set, and so I had the same problem with the cross tie of how wide is it and how thick is it. And again, I was able to use the gauge and figure out the width of the cross tie and the thickness of the cross tie to allow me to develop the jig just to the right height and width for what I'm trying to design to. There are lots of ways to work with a 3D printer, and you can use the printer itself to make your life easier. I mean, I printed this on my printer. It didn't take very long whatsoever. It's a pretty quick SketchUp kind of drawing. You can find most of these things on my Etsy page at Socrates 3D on Etsy.com. Hopefully some of this will help you on your journey to develop and design things yourself. 3D printing is great. You can make things out of nothing, and you envision it, you design it, and then you create it. So hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, why not subscribe and hit like. See you again soon.